Alright, we're going to call this the commentary video. This is Gray Fox 37.
I'm Pikachu 23.
And we're just going to do the Deja Vu commentary video. So I changed the other one to no commentary. So if you're sick and tired of listening to our voices, continue with that one.
Yeah, that was an accident, but
yeah,
we'll put it up.
I don't know what. Well, no, it wasn't an accident. I don't know what happened with the microphone.
Well, that's what I meant. The microphone not working.
Yeah,
what would happen?
I thought for a second, I'm like, did YouTube cut me off because I played Ace of Base or something like that? But then it turns out it was Shadow Play, like something audio Shadow Play screwed up. Well, cool news before we begin. So my birthday was August 30th, so I've hit the big 40 now. So, you know, I've just passed that. Pikachu hit the big 30 back on August 20th.
And it was really scary.
Right? Yeah, I know. Oh boy, but you know, I still feel good, energetic, young, all that good stuff there. So I'm not gonna, you know, age is just a number, basically. Be responsible, but never fully grow up. Love your family, take care of your bills, you know, go to work and all that. But you know, if you love stuff like this we're showing, stick with it.
I mostly agree, except for 18 and 21, because you can do a little bit of extra shit with those. But besides that, yeah.
Right. So basically, we'll do the content. So some good news. Tomorrow, I'm on my desktop, of course. Tomorrow, my 1080 Ti is going to be replaced with a 24 gigabyte 3090 that I found for $1,000 on Amazon. Thank you, scalpers, for lowballing the price, because that used to be a $2,500 card, and now I get to reap the benefits of this wonderful ray tracing I've heard about. So I might actually pick up Cyberpunk again and do another video to test out the new graphics.
What is ray tracing again?
Ray tracing is basically where you have, like, how should I explain it? Ray tracing is where you basically have these graphics that you're able to, it's like a light sampling, like, I'm sorry, I'm like struggling with words right now. It's kind of like a light sampling over, over large environments and things of that nature there. So it kind of brings out like richer, more vibrant texture than like if you don't have it. So that's like the easiest way to explain it. I know the techners like rolling their eyes, but it's like I'm trying to dumb it down because
it's like a special effects.
I guess you could say that.
Like adding a spotlight to a room. Okay.
Yeah, in a sense, it's like it's kind of like it's like it creates more of a sharper digital image. Like it creates more of a sharper digital image for like transporting light through models and like models and like stages and things, or like models and atmospheres. That's the word I'm looking for, and things of that nature. That's the easiest way I can explain it.
Sounds like something that would have been great when I was a kid. Yeah. I could still see some.
It's a little more in depth than that, but yeah. But anyway, enough of that. I can't wait to get that baby. Yeah. I am so excited to get that baby. Originally, I was going to go with the 3080 Ti, but when I saw the 3090 was basically like $200 more, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to front it. So, all right, let's go ahead here and let's go ahead here. Where's my mouse pointer? Oh, here it is. Okay, let's go ahead in the bottom right corner. Okay, let's go ahead here and let's get going. So as I was leaving off, basically I would say that I would do I would basically not open the jacket or the coat. So when you open it, you know, you got the stuff where you got your quarter, you got the lighter, you got the gum, the hanky, the sunglass, and the wallet. And we were making fun of how the sunglasses, like when you try them on, it's too big for your face. It's like, how the hell is that even possible?
Yeah,
you know? So, but I was reading all this stuff to Pikachu because, you know, once again, if you're late to the party, she's blind, so there you go. But anyway, so basically we're just taking stuff from the inventory or the coat right now. I'm all over the place. The quarters, the lighters, the gum. It's sugarless, of course. And
yeah, it's very special like that.
Yep. And so we're just taking all the junk from there. And don't mind the noises. Pikachu's just finishing us some water there because it's been a hot. No, you're fine. It's been a hot day. We just got done grocery shopping. So, all right. So basically, what you can do to free up screens is you can close things, and that'll like free up your inventory over here. I'll use my mouse as a pointer, so like it'll free up things here. So then basically, what we do is we're gonna pop the gum in the mouth, and then it's like, you know, you do it. It's like you pop the gum into your mouth, and after a couple seconds, it loses its flavor. So I do the fruit stripe gum. It's like, aw.
Yeah.
Then the sunglasses, we're gonna crack that joke here real quick, so yeah. Yep, and then it's like, it's too big. It's like, what? So
If you were playing a girl, I'd get it.
then it's like, let's use the hanky on himself, and I don't know why they don't let you do that, because it's like, come on, I gotta blow my nose,
Yeah, exactly.
so.
Or maybe I have to wipe my eyes or something.
Right.
Oh.
So then basically I'm demonstrating that you can use the lighter. The lighter comes in handy. Basically, like I was trying to light myself at first. It's like, that's it, I'm done. But it's like that would have been funny if you could actually burn yourself, because like in Shadowgate, you could actually use the torch on yourself. So it's what's funny there. So the lighter comes in handy later on when you're trying to get rid of some stuff in the game. So I'm not going to spoil it or anything, but it's very, very. It's a great way to do it. Now there's going to be another part in the game to where basically you'll need to use a different method to get rid of some stuff, and we'll show that later, obviously. But I remember later in life I discovered that the lighter actually burned things. Gee, who would imagine? So then we open the wallet up, and there's a key. There's the key in it. It says office. Then there's a card in it with several holes, and then there's a $20 bill. So I believe, if I remember, we were trying to use the lighter on the $20 bill. It's like, let's commit a felony.
You can't do that.
Right? Yeah, you can't do that. Or I love it where it says like, you can't do that here. It's like, so where the hell else am I supposed to do it?
I always loved it when you see you can't do that here in like a text game. It's like, where do I go to do it then?
Right?
You gonna tell me?
And it's like, if you can't do it whatsoever, then why say at all you can't do that here? You know what I mean?
Why don't you just say you can't do that?
But more than likely, it was probably Kamiko Sekai's translation, more than likely. Probably something like that, so. But anyway, I was going over stuff like, there's the address page. So like later on, you're going to get addresses that you can like travel to, and they have really cool ways that you can like save it to your address book. So it's really cool how this game organizes stuff. So I'm displaying how you basically close things. So then you take the code. It's like, there's nothing more handy than a 38 at your side. So it's like kind of like a snub nose. So I love this little reference that they're going to be saying here. I love this. It's a 38 special. Go ahead and make your day. It's like, yeah. It's like,
make my day.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's like, all right, sudden impact. All right. So then I open up the gun, and then you do an examination of the bullets that are in it. So this is a 6-rounder. So it's a 38 special roundhouse lead bullet, basically. So yeah, you got that there. And showing off. Now later on, you can actually find ammunition, and we'll see that later, to where you can reload your gun and whatnot.
I love how you can actually open the gun. It just makes it more realistic.
It does. It really does. Like, that's where that lateral thinking comes in that we're speaking of. It's like, you just got to think in like these like spread out senses and whatnot. So then basically at this one part, it's like, oh, well, I've done way too much work, so I do a save state, because I'm going to show this. It's like, I've done way too much work. It's time to snuff myself out here, basically. So the self button here, you can use some stuff on. So it's like, good job. That's a great way to go out the bang. So much for your dreams and aspirations. But then it's like, you lost your memory. How the hell are you? It's like, I lost my memory. Is this a candy bar? Put it in my mouth. But I love this. Like, the odds are against you.
Yeah.
Your history. Yeah, it's just so funny how they have that death screen there. And they really lay it on thick with this music. I was just holding it here because I wanted to play that music there, so they just really, really want to lay it on thick. Yeah, your history!
There's so many ways to lose in this game.
Right? love the song in this here.
Oh, I know, right?
But anyway, I reload the state, so now it's time to basically go out. So I wanted to show some extra text people look over. So it's like the door that leads out of the washroom and possibly into trouble. And I love how they make those subtle hints, because then you're like, oh yeah. And then it's like the toilet paper adds a nice civil touch to these barbaric surroundings. It's a beautiful hanging ceiling light. You make something's beautiful in a bathroom? Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess unless you're banging a chick, maybe.
Very pretty, I guess.
So we get out of the
pretty
stall.
and not dusty.
Right? Yeah, you're a little dusty. So basically, we're going to do some more examination. I do kind of like what's called long plays, like you might see with like Nintendo Complete, which is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Page check them out and stuff like that. It appears to be a sync. And I love how off-putting they are on that. It's like they're practically like insulting you with that. So before, like, if there's something that's going to prevent you from moving the game along, they'll give you a message. But you can also shoot windows and mirrors out.
Oh, yeah, like
so then, yeah. So like, here's the thing: like, if you don't examine yourself in the mirror, it'll say, like, hold on. If you do that, you might be trouble later. It also does that if you try to like get rid of things that you need. So like, for example, like, yeah. So it says like you might be missing something in the washroom. So it's like you got to do this to move the story along. Another thing is, when you move around, I mentioned, you don't have to use the move button. There's sometimes where, unless you're using like the little box that's in the corner here, you could basically just hit B and then like click on the area you want to move to. So now I'm going to display how the gun you can use to shoot mirrors and windows and stuff like that. But basically, like, there's evidence later on that, you know, you can't burn and things like that because they'll be like, oh, you might cause problems. So I guess there's only one part of the game that they have where you will get into trouble if you, or like you'll be screwed basically, because you'll lose money that's like necessary to move the game along. But they don't allow you to burn other things, so it's kind of it's not like in like Elder Scrolls where you can kill off, like in the third one, like Morrowind, you could kill off an important guy, that the Blades dude, and then it's like, well, you can proceed with the world you ruined and stuff like that, you know, without any guidance. But it still lets you play. This isn't a Nintendo game, so obviously we get it.
Yeah.
So it's just a dirty old sink. So I'm like, wow. And the mirror's grainy. So it's like, wow. You'd think the woman's room
would be
cleaner, right?
But I guess that was before they started doing that.
So I'm demonstrating here too. You can open like garbage cans and waste baskets. Like, there's a part of the game where you have to open one. But I was really, really surprised that I never considered doing that before, because it was like right in front of me. So we're going to the woman's stall and everything, and you know, fortunately there's like nobody in it.
Mystery.
Yeah, so the water was coming from the toilet there basically, and I just love that comment he made in the hall. You know, let's hope it's not anybody having trouble with that puddle on the floor.
Yeah.
The toilet paper hasn't been used yet, you know, because girls' poo is basically cinnamon buns and stuff like that. So yeah, right. So we're just, you know, having it thrilled, looking at the toilet. So we open the lid. I love it's like, you're relieved that you find nothing inside. So it brings me back to the whole, you know, Gabriel Knight thing where it's like, not on your life. Yeah. Remember what your mother said about putting the seat down? I don't have my memory right now, Holmes.
Yeah, I know.
So then I do my little OCD here. It's like, gotta close the doors, gotta close all doors, gotta be a good child, good boy for mama, you know, something like that. There's nothing unusual about this hallway. I'd hope not. So I close the men's room door.
It looks suspicious.
Yeah, real suspicious, right? So then we're gonna head out and do Joe's Bar now. So this is basically Joe's Bar here. So I love how, like, coming up here, taking a look around, the seltzer glass is like my favorite part.
Oh yeah, this is funny.
It's so funny because it's like this is a they had to censor some of this, but it's like, you know, that's a shot glass full of whiskey or something like that.
Yeah, we're not done. This is a bar.
I don't remember what it was from the Mac Venture game, but you know, it's like, this is, yeah, exactly, this is a bar. You know, it's like, well, there's seltzer and stuff. It's like, nobody leaves a shot glass of seltzer on a counter. You know, you can do like a whiskey and soda. That's like something that's a very famous drink from days of yore.
Fine,
but
no.
you know, it's like, come on, a shot glass full of seltzer on the bar counter. Come on, you know. I can believe a tumbler or something like that, but yeah. Whatever.
I could even believe a shot glass of ice that's melting. At least that would be like somebody drank something and there's still ice. But
right. No. So there's like different paths that you can go here. So you got the wine cellar, you got the staircase upstairs, you got the window that you can shoot out, which I'll, you know, demonstrate. You got the front door, and there's a car parked out front, and then the highly polished counter. So you gotta love that there too.
I know, it's so polished you can see your face.
So here it comes. Yeah, here we go. It's a shot glass full of seltzer. Let's take that fucking seltzer.
I got a drink it.
Yep, so we're going to down that seltzer, and I love this part here. What would you like to use this on? And then, of course, use it on yourself. It's like, you quickly down the seltzer. Oh, this stuff tastes terrible. Why would anyone drink this stuff? And it's like, well...
If it actually was seltzer, I definitely would agree.
And then I just display how you can leave stuff and things. But yeah, It like seltzer, if you mix it with like I was mentioning, like if you mix it with orange juice or like ruby red grapefruit juice or something like that, give it a little flavor. It's actually pretty darn good. I used to drink it straight up though growing up. Yeah, I don't know how the hell I managed it, but yeah. I mean, I like carbonation, so there you go. So I display like what happens when you can't open a door because it's locked. So.
Oh no.
Right. So then, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, I'm gonna blow the window away. That's right.
That's fun.
So this is gonna show you like what happens if you shoot a window out.
Bye bye.
So there you go. Yeah, you just blew away the window. It's
The
like
window was offensive.
exactly. You know what did Joe ever do to you? I don't know.
Well, we'll find out.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down to the wine cellar first.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Wouldn't you like to? Yeah, we're gonna go down to the wine cellar first.
Yeah,
So basically,
interesting.
Pikachu solved the question where it's like, if one of the bottles looks cleaner, then maybe it's like a secret passage, and it's like, oh, very, very good. So,
like the books.
yeah, exactly. So we're gonna be showing that there, and then they've got the vino. Like I was like in Vino Veritas and Wine I Speak Truth. So. And they got the little spider web there, but no spider. I ate it, but anyway. And they got the spigot. So it's okay to have wine. Like, it's okay to have wine in the game, but you're not allowed to have hard liquor.
Yeah,
you know,
wine is less scary.
And it's like you can't examine the wine. So then I'm like, oh, I want to use the wine on myself. You know, do like the wheeze the juice from Encino Man. Just get under the spigot like you know, no wheeze the juice.
Yeah.
But alas, they don't let you get drunk in this game. So it's like, oh, if we had it, we'll put wine in it, but we can't let you use it because that might scare children. Or that might send a bad message that it's okay to drink. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you're going to be innocent all the way up to a certain point in your life, depending on how you're raised. So.
Yes, but considering the tone of the game,
so then I love this. I love how you. I'm sorry, what?
I said, considering the tone of the game, it's kind of stupid to do.
It is. I mean, like, you can shoot yourself, but you can't drink whiskey at the counter. You know? So you punch the wine bottle, like you hit it. You don't like move it or anything like that. No, or use it. You hit it. So then basically, I'm examining like so you've got like this round wooden door, a brick wall, and then you've got this like sewer hole in the bottom. So it's like probably like if the cops find that this place, it's like we're gonna hop in there. It's a nasty smell. What an interesting smell you discovered, Your Highness. Let's get out of here. It's a bare light bulb. Yep. So then the doors open, yippee. So when you go in, it's an underground casino. So what I basically show here is if you use the middle slot machine, you're gonna waste your money. If you use the right slot machine, that's the one you want to use. Now, using coins is vital because there's going to be stuff that you're going to need to use or purchase. Well, not necessarily purchase, but there's going to be This is cab fare. You can also buy bullets later. Like one bullet's a quarter, for example. And it's like, man, it's like I had to buy like a 50-round box of ammo. It was like $45, and it's like, man, I wish like bullets were a quarter these days.
Yeah, or even 50 cents would be less.
Right, anything than today. So yeah, I'm basically going to be, I basically was describing that. So I love how when I used the coin the first time on the right slot machine, I struck it. I was
that
like,
was awesome.
That rarely happens when I play this game. Like I usually go back and visit games like this. So I was so thrilled, just thrilled as gills that I actually hit this the first time. So
yeah.
3 cherries, baby.
The luck was definitely on your side.
Oh yeah, pop 3 cherries, baby. And then I love the payout here. It's like, wow, you hit the jackpot. You got 14 coins, and it's like, oh boy, tree fitted.
Yeah, well, it kind of reminds me of
what?
It kind of reminds me of what happens in the Pokemon games when you go to the game corner because they have those in there. So it's just like, oh look, you got 7 coins. Oh look, you got 15. Ooh. And then you finally get 300, and you're like, yay!
It was like $3.50. So, all right. So then at this point, dinner arrived and whatnot. So I'm going to skip ahead from our intermission here. So this will be a shorter video, obviously. Food's on the way. We actually, ironically enough, so usually, like I said, you want to have at least 30 coins. That should do you well and whatnot. You can have a little less, but I like to have 30 or more. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show off the elevator that's in this little box down here. So basically, there's going to be a part where you can lose your money in different occasions, and that's what I was talking about, where it's like, okay, so they'll allow you to like fuck your game up that way, but you can't like burn important evidence to fuck yourself over even more, and then like it presents a better challenge in my opinion. Like, what did I do wrong? It's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this. So there's 4 floors to the elevator. So the top floor is going to lead you to what they call the weird room. The 3rd floor is going to lead you to an office that's going to have a dead body in it. This is the 2nd floor, and then the 1st floor will lead you to the sewers for some strange reason, but
no one gets that.
Right, exactly.
They were confused and like, we got to do this. Let's just put it here.
He's confused. So yeah. So basically, we're done here, and we're gonna move out of here. So I love how this is still doing like the kind of like a semi-prohibition style. Like, this is 1941, so prohibition's been long over. But I love how it basically has that kind of thing in Chicago, where it shows still that seediness and that kind of underground scene. So I'm closing those doors, doing my OCD thing. So it does that kind of underground scene and whatnot. Now, this song that was playing, by the way, I made a comment that it kind of sounds like Mission Impossible. It's like, So before we move away from it. So next, here's going to be some more fun little juicy tidbits that are going to come up here. So we're going to head upstairs. Pikachu really loves the soundtrack, So you're seeing some posters of some fighters on the wall.
Thinking of one of them is really funny.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the first one we're going to take a look at. So, yep, exactly. So the first one we're going to look at here that we looked at here is going to be on the left, and it's a poster of some boxer named Doghouse Riley. It's the second one. I'm sorry. Then the next one it's a poster of Puff McMuffin.
Is that like the Stay Puft guy?
Yeah, right. So what I was explaining here, Doghouse Riley was what Philip Marlowe identified himself as in The Big Sleep with Humphrey Bogart, who played Philip Marlowe. A lot of names in this game are actually based off of an actress that starred in The Big Sleep, and then the other names for the Colonel in it. But yeah, I loved it when he was speaking with Carmen, and was like, she's like, who are you? You're cute. It's like, I'm Doghouse Riley. I was like, that's awesome. So the fact that the American translators put that in here was so cool. Just a great homage to Bogey, and there's another homage to him later, like near the end of the game. So we're basically checking out the secretary's office here, and one thing that basically I loved about it was that you could like the lateral thinking is like, so let's see, what can you commonly do with a desk? Oh yeah, there's drawers on it, so the game will drop subtle hints to you there, and then like basically be like, there's drawers on the other side, or there's something in his pocket, or something like that.
Oh yeah, there's something for that puzzle later that I figured out too. That was cool.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that too. So we open the envelope, and there's a bill inside. Now you can take these, but honestly, it's just going to clutter up a lot of inventory. You can also use the lighter on it too to burn it and stuff. So it's the bill that was made to Dr. Brody. So like capsules $10, sodium pentothal 56, Medrezin 26, and then my favorite one, of course, coming up here. Once I'm done reading all this, Dihal Trimine, $40. So I'm like sitting here like, wait a minute, you can get over-the-counter sodium pentothal back in the 40s?
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could do that today. It's like, darn it.
Right.
And Pikachu forgot what it was. Like, if you don't know what sodium pentothal is, it's a truth serum, basically. So, it's like, oh god, I gotta cater. It's like, more than likely I probably have to cater, but whatever. So, basically, we're done looking at the bill, and you gathered an address from it. You gathered a Sherman Road. So later on in the game, you'll find cabs that you can actually travel to all these addresses to and whatnot. So it's really fun there. Pikachu loves this soundtrack. So
I know, it's awesome.
It's got a good little, kind of laid back feel, and I can imagine if you could jazz it up. Like if somebody could reboot this music and just kind of play it as a slow jazz theme. That would be cool.
That would be good. Yeah. Or just add a little bit more noir sounding noises in there.
Hey, this is 8-bit noir, baby.
Well, you know what I mean. If you're gonna do jazz, put a little extra noir in it.
Right. A little extra in the morning. Where's a feeling?
Well,
you shouldn't have hung up on me, baby. This is Vegas. I don't remember what I was talking about there, but yeah, we're just rolling along with everything. So we're going to go ahead and open up this door next to us here. So we're going to hear the fourth track of the game.
Oh no, the puzzle thingy was actually in the office. That's right.
So I'm displaying how you can move without using the buttons. So there's a body slumped on his desk. His left hand grips the phone receiver. And then I love this. There appears to be something in his pocket. So that's a good subtle hint. So I love how they actually give you like little subtle hints there. What's up?
I've got something in my pocket
for you. And then
think of that the first time.
So I'm describing like things in there for Pikachu right now, the safe, the window, and everything of that nature. But yeah, I love the music in this. It's all panicky and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, remember what's in here, guys.
Yep. Then we got the fire escape that you can go through. It's an old-fashioned telephone. The cord hangs limply from it.
Oh no!
On the desktop, there's a pool of dried blood. There's a drawer on the other side of the desk. Thank goodness. And then it's like, I was looking at the receiver. It's like it's a phone receiver. The cord's been pulled out. Guy was going to call the cops before he got plugged. It's a man who appears to be lacking something, namely life.
Where's the pencil? Is that in here?
Yeah, it's in here. He still gripped the receiver's left hand. He suggests a memory as though you should be able to recall who he is. And later on, you'll find out who he is. So you open basically you open the pocket of his jacket there, and there's a key in there, and it's the Mercedes-Benz trademark key on it. Yep. So it's basically the wonderful sweet ride that Mr. Siegel has.
Yeah, it's very special.
So, yep. And then we're going to open up the desk. And there's the pencil, and then the key 3. So I remember when I played this with my mom was like, oh, don't take a pencil, it's just a waste of time. And I'm sitting there like, well, I may need it later, Mom. I mean, these types of games kind of have little like puzzles to it that might have something. It's like, oh, you're gonna take Mosley's blazer? What? No, I was kidding. That was a little. I mean, you needed it. It was more practical, but the way you put it in your pants wasn't practical.
Yeah, there's no way this is as thin as paper that you can fold in your pants.
I mean, Gabriel Knight 3 is still my favorite out of the 3, but there were still like
that puzzle was just bad.
It's just really bad there. So, being a good boy and closing the window there and stuff. So you're on the fire escape and whatnot.
Oh yeah, here comes the interesting room.
Yep, you can like jump down in the alley, or you can go up to the 4th floor and whatnot, or 3rd floor basically. So what I'm going to, what I'll be displaying, like I was all like, oh wait, I forgot I can't move and stuff. So what I was going to be displaying was just, getting the breathtaking view of the alley below. So doing that there, and that's the 3rd floor of the building. I call it the 4th floor because I count the sewer as a level, so shame on me.
Oh no.
So you go into what kind of room is this? It looks weird. So this is the weird room. And I love what happens when you examine the chair here.
Yeah, this is funny.
It's got the restraints and stuff like that. So I'm going to be a good boy and close the window again. And then you examine the medicine bottles here. So it's an empty bottle with sodium pentothal. And then you wonder what it's been used for, and then there's Medrezin there, and then the 3rd one they're going to use is diethyltrimine there. So now, what's funny is I'm wondering why Medrezin was purchased. It's for because it's in this game. It's for heart murmurs and whatnot. So I'm kind of wondering like what the hell they use it. So here we go. It's like an unusual chair. It has restraints. Perhaps it's a dentist chair.
Wasn't the Medrezin one of the ones that can mess you up?
It'll kill you. Yes.
Yeah, that's probably why they got it then, so they can quietly kill somebody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like what I'm trying to say though is that Ace was in that chair. So so I'm kind of like, what the hell's going on here? So then, if you open the wastebasket, you find capsules. It's really a syringe in the Mac Venture game, so there's another like censorship. It's like, okay, you can kill yourself, you can still OD on medicine, but you can't use a needle. Okay, yeah.
Stupid.
So, but it's like, oh, I guess you got to put those little pellets in there and like get the capsule to fill. It's like it's so impractical. Yes. And those bottles clearly look like syringe bottles. They clearly look like syringe bottles, But what do I know? But plus they, of course, obviously in the 80s and 90s, kids are stupid, obviously, quote unquote. So. But yeah, here we go. Medrozin comes in handy when we give him a dose of nerve gas. That was the one. The other one was heart murmurs.
Oh, that's
but
right.
you know, in this case, you know, you're sick and you lose consciousness. So I decided to show the effects. You can feed other people in this game medicine, and I'll show some of that too to get some funny dialogue. Yeah. So so I'm like sodium pentothal. I'm like wondering what did they use that on for Ace, because that renders you unconscious to speak the truth. So I sit there. It's like, what the hell were they trying to get out of him? I mean, they were fucking him over, basically. So we're done with the dentist chair room, and we're going to move into the elevator. And I'm in the elevator!
Yeah.
Yeah, look
Martian too?
Yeah, there's a fucking Martian in the elevator! Yeah, look up Guy in the Elevator, Frank Halls. They're pretty funny, so... Alright, hopefully this is still recording. You know, I'm gonna play this when we're done. Yeah, it better be. I don't know what happened with the mic after, but I explained what the 4 levels are in this little video here, so that's that's happening there. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go into the first floor because I'm gonna show some things that happen. And then, yeah, he dropped right into the sewer, you know, magically. So what we're going to do now is our dinner's arrived. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a dinner intermission, and we'll be back.
Yeah,
so it's funny, two videos that have like meals in it, but we were able to get deeper into the video here. So you'll hear silence, and we'll be back. And we're back.
Hello.
Yeah, we were able to watch some of the Penn State-Purdue game, and Penn State just scored a touchdown, so yeah. Well, let's see here. So, we just dropped into the sewers, and what we're going to be doing here coming up... I'm sorry?
Just the alligators.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Exactly. We're going to be triggering a scene here, basically. The sewer that you're in smells really, really bad! So basically, when you go up that ladder...
It's quite rancid in here.
Yeah. When you go up that ladder, that's where that bad smell was coming from before. So yeah, you're inside the sewer, and it's like, smells really bad. So I'm wondering if they're saying that because maybe the alligator had like different, victims and things of that nature. So maybe it's dead bodies or something. So I keep going back and forth trying to get the RNG to basically provide it. So here's the gator. Great Scott! You always marked a ferocious sewer alligator! And it's like, it's heading straight there for you. It looks hungry. Think fast! So then I'm going to talk to the alligator because, he's really cool. Crunch, you've just been snapped in two by the painful remarkable jaws of the alligator.
He might not eat me if I talk to him.
Right? I'm a caseworker. Let's talk.
Right?
Oh, man. So, yeah, it's time to use the gun that we have, and then I love this here. You could also come in there with 0 bullets, and you're pretty much SOL. So, you just saved your own life. That alligator would have had you for brunch. You didn't fire. So, yeah, you can see the bullet wound there and the blood coming out. So, it's like, okay, it's black blood, granted, but it's still like, oh, okay. That's still fine.
I didn't know alligators bled ink.
It's a darker color. Like usually, usually blood isn't going to look like a bright red or anything. That's usually going to be rust and whatnot. Oh. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move down to the deepest part of the sewer, and that's where the water is like flowing into. So when you examine it, it's like it looks really deep right here. You could probably throw something in and never see it again. 2 exclamation points. So that's their subtle way. And they got the memory here of you taking a bath. So that's it's the subtle way, basically, of giving you a hint of how to progress, basically, with caution, or you need to do something. So I'm using an example here where you can, like, dump something in there. Like, it won't let you dump the medicine, too, but I question that because I'm like, we don't really need to use that on anybody. So then you got, like, the sunglasses, so you can just, like, toss them right into the water there. So basically we'll be coming back here later for a very important thing. But for now, we're going to proceed there. Mm-hmm. So next, I'm going to be doing some RNG for where we're going to meet some bums in the street, basically.
Oh, really? Kind of funny.
Yeah.
The really funny ones later.
A mugger steps in front of you. Mom always told me it was wrong to steal, but she also told me it was wrong to kill. So just give me all your money. So so basically, we got this G.I. Joe looking dude in front of you, like, "Rrr." And normally what you would do is you would hit bums, but here's what happens if you hit this one. Don't go in the back alley. Like, never go in the back alley, because you can come across this guy, especially if you don't have any money. But if it's like the mugger pounded you as though you were doing a swan dive, you'll be out cold for a while. So now you got no money. You check your things in your pockets, nothing. All your money's gone. What a lousy day! And now you're screwed. Like, you won't be able to, you have to start over the game, you won't be able to do any taxi rides, gamble, anything like that. And yes, the taxi people do not take $20 bills. That's the other bad thing there.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
So, basically, the second thing I'm going to show is what happens if you get a little more extreme and violent than decide to deck the dude out. So I'm going to start doing the random RNG here. It's going to take a little bit, but yeah, we're basically gonna have a little bit more fun here.
Let's get hostile.
Right, exactly. I'm not being hostile.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the bummed up here again. So, I don't really like his expression there. So what we're gonna do next is we're going to show you, I'm going to show you what happens. He accepts your kind offer, he gives you his mother's thanks, then he skips away with a hop and a glee. So it makes me wonder if they drew him like that to make him a little, elegant.
Oh, dear.
Because, if he's doing a swan dive on you and things like that, something's up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now we're going to get a little more violent. So, basically, So basically, because I don't like people who might be effeminate, I'm gonna use this big bad gun. So, so now I'm gonna shoot. I shoot the dude. You shoot the guy only to have the cops show up moments later. You plead self-defense, but that's hard to sell when the guy didn't have a weapon on him. So now you're in cuffs, and it's like it doesn't take the jury long to convict you of first-degree murder and sentence you to death. It's too bad. This is the end of the line for you.
This is the end of the line, bub.
Right? End of the line, asshole.
Yeah.
Like the member berries.
Yes, the member
So next we're going to be doing some more RNG here. Pardon my congestion. That's barbecue sauce was spicy as hell. I think they doubled the spice on it, basically. So we're going to do another RNG manipulation for another bun here. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to make it easy to get back in the building. So we're going to unlock Joe's bar. There we go.
Oh yeah, our favorite dame is here soon.
Our
favorite dame is here.
Oh
soon.
yeah.
She's very interesting.
So we close up the manhole. And then we're examining that just sweet ass Mercedes there. Even styling back then. So now we're going to go ahead and use...
They don't look like a box?
Right? So we're going to use the second key on there. And now we're inside. So basically you got the steering wheel, the hood, or you made the hood release.
That's my favorite song, Dan.
Yep. That's cool. That's my favorite song too.
Yeah.
So we examine like all the pedals and clutch and whatnot. I bet you hitting that gas pedal feel really good. And then we're going to check the glove compartment. But if you do a little examination over here... I was having trouble lining it up. The gamepad I'm using has like a little joypad thumb thing, so it's a little difficult to move there. It's just waiting for somebody to rev it up, and then I love this part here. It's like, it's the hood release for releasing the hood! 2 exclamation points. So that's our signal like, gee, should I or shouldn't I?
Well, let's show the
So let's show, yep, exactly. Fire away.
Kaboom! Boom!
You release the hood and it pops wide open. The car explodes. It's a loud kaboom. You just fell for the oldest trick in the book. You've been blown to little bits. So they just godfathered you right there.
Yeah.
So then, also, we also show what happens with a little, I think what's called a mistranslation. You can use the key on the ignition here. Of course, I aim it the finger at the wrong direction. So we'll do this one more time. And kaboom again. So here we go. I love what it says here. You just fell for the oldest trick in the book. You just fell for the oldest trick in the book. So it's like, thanks for letting me know. Twice.
Yeah, you needed to know that twice.
So in the glove compartment, there's a note, and it's going to be a car registration, basically. You could take it to you, but it's a piece of, useless garbage.
Crap.
So now we realize it's Joey Siegel's vehicle. We get West End as an address. And then there's a map, and then basically there's a route marked in ink, and then it says, Ace, follow this route, that way you'll know if you're being followed. Be careful, you don't want the cops to find Mrs. Sternwood in the trunk. Mrs. Sternwood in the trunk, what's going on?
Yeah.
So then there's a snapshot, and it's a snapshot of a 400-pound woman. You feel as if you should recognize her. So basically, you can take the map and the snapshot. It is a little bit vital later and whatnot.
Yeah, but I'd rather not look.
Right. It's pretty bad when we get to that point for a Nintendo game. I'll tell you, It is pretty bad. But there's a lot of fun to be had at that point.
Oh yes.
Alright, so we're going to exit the Mercedes-Benz soon. What's funny with me is, it's a shame that on the map, when you see Peoria Street, they don't add that to your list of addresses. So it's kind of like the way they add it, which I'll show you, which we'll see at the end there, it's pretty awkward. Let's see if the RNG did it this time. Oh, not this time. Okay. So basically, we're going to close the Mercedes up there.
Time for Mrs. Interesting here.
And, yep, we're going to go see... we're gonna go see Mrs. Interesting. So she shows up. A woman comes out of nowhere, real racy looking, and she says, "It's been a while. I just got out of prison. I wanted to waiting here. Hey, our old friend Siegel a visit, but I only found his car out front. So I prepared a little surprise under the hood, something to even the score. I got a little surprise in my purse for you too. So it's like goody. So basically, she's like reaching into her handbag, opening it up. So she's got a pretty decent rack too.
I wonder where she gets a hold of this bomb stuff. Jeez.
Yeah, right. Well, don't you know they have an all-night bomb store at the corner of every street?
Oh, totally.
So you try speaking with her and it doesn't work. You try to examine the handbag, she gets shot basically. So there's the up close of her. Blam! You're too late, pal. She used a gun for her purse to plug you full of holes. Yeah, I was too late examining her bosom. But anyway. You can now what you do, of course, is which is the best part of the game. Yeah, I'm such an evil person. Yeah, she's out like a light. So you hit the woman, she's basically laying there, and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe you did that.
Well,
it's like self-defense, bitch.
Well, in this case, it really is because she was gonna shoot.
It reminds me of the Iger sanction when Clint punches out George. That always makes me laugh. You can never really get away with a dude doing that to a girl today in a movie. So.
Nope.
Oh my god, that's terrible. She was about to inject me. She was about to kill me, yeah. So then we're going to open up the handbag. So there's a cosmetic, a $20 bill, and then an all-night special pistol there. Now, with the cosmetic, it's like, yeah, let's go ahead and take that. And then, basically Ace could become transgender.
I was going to say there might be powder in there that you can, throw at someone's face. And blind them or
You're
something.
thinking too deep. Alright, so you take the $20 bill and you take the gun too. That's something I'd allow in our RP sessions. But
yeah, that would be cool.
So let's speak to the unconscious woman. But you can't do that here, of course.
Unfortunately not.
So let's close that handbag.
You're trying a piece of work, girl.
I don't like the way she's looking right now. Oh. So you hit her, it's like you can't do that here. Okay.
Oh, man.
So I don't like the way she's looking, so I'm just going to take my rage out on her here. Oh my god! Oh my god, you're such a horrible person! But no, actually we're going to give her a dose of Medrezin. So here's an example of how you can feed people medication. So she's immune to the medicine, but later on it gets pretty funny. So, but yeah, you can actually feed a lot of unconscious people medicine in this game. It's just great. So now we're gonna plug her with her own gun. So we shoot, and then you decide to shoot her. The cops are right around the corner and show up immediately. So basically,
you just killed a hooker.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you get convicted of first-degree murder. I used to think that you missed you shot at close range and you missed, and then they give you the attempted murder story. It's like what? So there's the police. So here's the police station. So here's what happens if you don't get everything covered. So basically, what I'll do, it's like, click, the cops cuffed you. You were questioned over and over, but your memory is completely gone. You're eventually linked to a murder and a kidnapping because you didn't find the antidote. You spend the rest of your life in an institution. So worse things could happen. But yeah,
I'm surprised you don't die.
Right.
From not having the antidote.
Exactly. So now we're going to move into another hazard. My mom, when she was helping me play this, moved to this, and when we got to this area here, it says danger under construction. Whoops! You just fallen into a deep construction pit. You should watch where you're going. And she was like, yes! She was all so triumphant that she made it there. And then what happens? I die, and I'm like, I told you, Ma.
Yeah, Mom, that broke my neck.
Yeah, right? I loved how quiet she got after, too. It's just those little things. I love my mom, but back in the day, when you're a kid, if you're a boy, usually, unless you're a mama's boy, you usually idolize your dad a bit more and stuff like that.
What I would have done if it was me is save the game. I would save practically all the time and just reset if something kills me.
Yeah, you can actually, there is a battery in the cartridge. Like the original cartridge, there's a battery so you could save, basically. Yeah. So here's the RNG for the red-shirted dude with the pistol. If you see a mugger in your way and he wants all of your money,
oh, this is hilarious.
It might be wise to give it to him there, Pikachu.
Oh. So
here, if you examine him, he's just going to plug you. So the mugger's got an itchy trigger finger and lets you have it. So then the other thing is, originally I thought that I'd have to use the gun on him. So basically, again, the lateral thinking wasn't really with me back then. So if you try to use the gun, you get the blam screen. you were a bit slow on the trigger, he shot you first. So then afterwards I'm like, oh, I used to be a boxer.
Yeah.
So, let's go and hit him. But here's what happens if you give the money. So basically he'll be like, the man takes your money and skips away saying, oh, the gun was even loaded. Okay, bullshit, but alright.
Yeah. He lied.
And he lied. So here you go. You sock him. Yeah.
This is so funny.
It's a quick jab at the bugger's eye stuns him. He runs on the street shouting, I'll be back.
Or well, actually, it's funnier the second and third time when you see him.
Right, yeah. He just gets progressively worse.
Yeah.
So you're in front of a newspaper stand here, and what's funny is, I love what happens when you try to hit the dude. It just completely blows me away. But like the newsboy's looking at you like he recognizes you, which is not a good sign.
Yeah.
So he'll tell you like it's 25 cents a paper. Boy, those were the days.
Right.
25 cents a fucking paper.
That the mugger back there. You jostled his brains and messed him up more.
Now, of course, if you read the newspaper before paying, he might get mad.
Yeah, he's getting mad like Pinky.
So then I do a Frasier here where it's like, now he's trying to burn that. Now the newsstand is smoking, it's on fire. You can't burn what you didn't take! I love when they give you 2 exclamation points there, so it's like, it's like, take the end paper, and it's like, thanks a lot, these boys said cheerfully. So he's helping out a known criminal. That's why I love this guy.
Yeah, he's very special.
Exactly. It's like, got a call from some dame who lives across the street. She said some funny things going on and things of that nature. So, but yeah, it was back when, basically you'd have those guys that would, think you were hard on your luck or something like that. So there's what happens when you try to hit him. You don't have any strength left. It's like, what?
Yeah, what?
Just on this street now. So the newspaper reads that the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. So this does take place around the early December of 41, basically. So then, it's like, so here we go. I'm using the lighter. Okay, now I'm going to burn what I took. So I'm going to appease the game. And then I burnt the newspaper. So now the game can't shout at me anymore.
Yeah. Actually, it can, unfortunately.
Yeah. Right? Well, at least not about that anymore.
Yeah.
All right. So now we move to the left, and then here's this shemp-looking bum. And he's so close to makes your eyes water. He's got liver lips, too. And he's got this big old fat nose. I love that artwork there. So he speaks like, 50 cents is a small price to pay for your life, mutters the bum. And yes, you can open those garbage cans in the back there. One day I was like, gee, I wonder if you could do that. It's like, holy shit, I can open the garbage can.
I wish you could go get one and whack him with it.
Yeah, he looks defenseless and he seems drunk. Maybe you shouldn't get involved with him. But you know what? I mean, like, hell hath no mercy, basically. I'm sick and tired of looking at his drunk face. But first, here's what happens if you give the 50 cents. He takes it and he says, Joey's hitman has been looking for you. I got word that he's waiting for you in your office. So basically that's a little foreshadowing. The surprising part is that he's drunk and he's like super drunk and he recognizes me. So that's something. I don't think the bum appreciated you hitting him even though he may have not noticed it.
Yeah.
Suddenly you hear the sound of a police siren. You better get out of here quick. So now I'm just fed up with looking at his mug. So we're going to go ahead and take the 38 and just blow his head off his shoulders.
Will get us again.
Do you feel lucky, punk? So then you take a shot at the bum and you hear a woman begin to scream. Immediately you hear sirens. Before you can make a quick getaway, the cops come and haul you off. So what's funny is it's like you can't it's attempted murder in this case. So they got a buried cell waiting for you in a 10 years. So I sit there and I'm like, how the hell can you miss a drunk at 5-10 feet away and your eyes are watering? It's like, what? So now we're in front of my favorite store, Pete's All Night Gun Palace. Awesome. And yes, you can open that garbage can, by the way. So the window says guns and ammo, so yes, you can blow this window away. So I'm looking for my gun. So we're going to go ahead and shoot the window out.
Except this one you definitely don't want to shoot.
You just blew away the window. Alright, so what we do next is we're going to go ahead and go inside eventually, but...
Oh, I thought he got mad at you.
Oh, no, that's
that's
coming
later.
Up. We haven't even entered the store, Pikachu! God!
No, but it's...
God! Wow!
Okay, what's wrong with you?
All right.
funny.
Woo, it's really funny, actually. It's fucking hilarious. see, now you're laughing. Oh man, good times. Oh yeah, she's hugging her tail. So I don't remember what I was talking about here, but oh yeah, I was talking about like how you're gonna load the pistols coming up. This is so ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes sense on a revolver, but you'll see what I'm talking about here. There's a cool pistol that's gonna be coming up here and whatnot,
yeah.
but the way you load it, I'm sitting here, you know. We'll see shortly after I'm done talking about what I was talking about. Let me see if I can move this along a bit. Alright, so this is Pete's All Night, and that's Pete's fat stomach there. So basically it says, so you've got, on the left side you've got 9mm. So this guy behind the counter says, "What can I help you with, bub?" And it's like, he's got a really big stomach. So tonight's special, $20. So basically, examine the left, it's a 9mm. The right side are 38 lead bullets. And then I love this here. It's a standard military issue German Luger. Oh yeah.
Woo.
So you got a $20 bill on you, so you can go ahead and take it, and then it'll be like, thanks for the $20 bill or the 20- bill. So then what you want to do with that is you want to get the 9mm, as they call them, parabellum rounds. That's what they really are called. So you take those, and I think I get I want to say I get 3. So basically you take 3 of them there, or take as many as you want, it doesn't matter. Alright, and then you can get the 38s, but the thing is that the first gun you don't really need to use anymore. The second gun later the second gun's already got 6 rounds in it already, so it's good. So you'll find some more ammo for the 38 later anyway. So this is how you load. So you take the bullet, you load the gun with the bullet, and it's there's a cartridge. It's a bottom loading, there's a magazine. So it's a bottom loading magazine. And it's you load the gun with one bullet at a time, like a fucking revolver, basically.
Yeah, they were confused.
So, before I'm about to leave, I run into that bum again, but I remembered at the last second I was going to be like, oh yeah, there's something else I was going to show. So you go back into the store. I don't really like the guy's fat stomach, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our sweet Nazi Luger, and then I'm going to go ahead and, pretty much take a shot at the fat guy. So yeah, I don't like women or fat people. Okay, anyway. So you do this, it's like kaboom, the clerk experts, a shotgun blast from under the counter has just turned you into shreds. I want a shotgun in this game, damn. Yeah. I'd say I want a machine gun, but we got to support the boys across the seas, so yeah. But no, seriously, anybody who's served, thank you for your service.
Right.
Alright, so we're going to move over, and we run into the mugger again. He's got a black eye on the left eye, so he's got a nasty shiner there. Okay, hotshot, I wouldn't try that again if I were you. Give me your money now! So yeah, you can go ahead and hit him in his right eye this time. Sacco! So we do the Batman on him again, and then a swift jab to the mugger's left eye, but I hit the right eye, so it's a really pain. Oh, the mirror, he's doing the mirror thing, so when you look at him, it's his left eye, but it's his right eye. So that's how you get Peoria Street, just standing around in front of the blue cab. That's how you get Peoria Street on your address.
Yeah, that's
so I'm guessing you look at a lamppost or something. I don't know. It's Peoria Street. Okay, thank
Nobody
you.
knows.
It's Peoria Street. Thank you. So the blue cabbie's a really, really kind of nervous wreck here. So yeah. So you got that. But then the yellow guy is, a nice guy. So we're going to show you a few things, like what happens if you pay without travel, or what happens when you speak and things of that nature. Yep. So then here I'm going to go ahead and dump some change into it here real quick. I try to get it to him. It's there's bulletproof glass between the cabbie and yourself. You can't pay the fare directly, so you put it in that slot. So I'll show what happens with it. Now what's really funny is you can also try to give the cabbie medication, but then the bulletproof glass stops you too. It's just so funny. It's you try to give the cabbie some medicine, you just successfully slugged the bulletproof glass. So you can punch that too. So then what we're going to do is let's go ahead and see if we can penetrate the bulletproof glass with a 38 round. You've managed to shoot the bulletproof screen between you and the cabbie. You hear him calling the police on his radio. So I guess the slug just either like flattened or it got stuck in it, one of the two.
Or maybe he just got scared. He's trying to shoot me!
Right? Help! Help me! Help me! Alright, so we're gonna go out to we're gonna go to the yellow cab because the yellow cab's a chill and nice guy. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Where you wanna go, mister? So if you select the same street, it's funny, he'll like laugh at you and whatnot, but yeah, we're going to go to West End first. So basically now we're going to start gathering clues. So initially what we were doing was we were just gathering red herrings. Now we're actually going to start gathering clues so we can keep progressing into the game and get the stuff that's going to help clear the name. So I'm trying to leave without paying the fare, so you get arrested if you don't do that. This day started out bad, and it's getting progressively worse. You were supposed to pay the cabbie and didn't. The cops make sure that you're going to pay.
So, I just thought of that. That's pretty funny. So, how does the time progress in this game from day to night? Because that mother shouldn't have had a black eye already. Time has no meaning in this game. Apparently not.
It's magical.
I know it is.
It's Ace of Base magical.
Well, that or maybe this is like a weird fever dream thing.
Oh, that's stupid. This is where you want to go. So I did that there. So I accidentally did a speak again there. So we get rid of that there. So we're in front of this really, really tall, like posh penthouse looking building.
Oh yeah, this place.
Yep. So we're basically outside of Siegel's place. Rich motherfucker. And it's got the pillars and the elevator, and then
yeah, but being rich didn't help him a bit.
Right? Yeah, three slugs made sure of that, right? So basically, there's an elevator, and then there's a little slot next to it where you can put a card in it, and then Pikachu is like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Yep. We got
So
the thing for
when I
that.
circled my finger around the carpet, I wanted to use my, like when I started playing this game again, I wanted to use, after I played Shadowgate, I wanted to use my lighter on the rug, because at the start of Shadowgate you can use that to burn the rug and everything like that to get the key to get into the castle, which is just one of the stupidest things in the world, but, you know, it is what it is.
That's
so,
fun.
right? Yeah, I know, I'm gonna keep the key under the mat. Or no, wait, it was actually the skull. That's right, not the mat. Still, it was pretty dumb, you know, just to do something cliche like that. So anyway, we're gonna get in the elevator and use the key card again there and go along for the ride. But more than likely, what happens is that key card probably had like the holes that are punched into it and whatnot are more than likely coded in different floors. So everybody gets their own unique key card, which is pretty cool. I like that. Pretty snazzy for the 40s there.
Right.
Now, basically, I was mentioning when I went to Vegas, I could actually, like when I stayed at the Luxor, I could actually use my cell phone with the MGM mobile app, press it to the key lock, and it unlocked. I was like, that is the damnedest thing I've ever seen. And it's like I'm a computer guy. It's like, whoa, look at this, you know?
I wonder how they coded that.
Yeah,
That's
right.
awesome.
Yeah, it probably like it has like a lot of modern cell phones have like unlike a touch-to-touch sort of like wireless transmission to them. You can press phones together and like transmit data and things like that. So the Galaxy, I got the Galaxy S22, so it's one of those. So now we're getting the Kedzie address off of this fake fireplace that's there for display. There's a portrait of a naked woman in the back, and I love their comment about it there.
Yes,
also, there's that well-polished mirror, so you know we got to take that out, of course, because we're mirrorcists. So yeah, yep.
I can see myself. I have to shoot.
Oh, here we go. So there's nothing like a great work of art for inspiration. So,
I was gonna ask if his wife inherits all of his shit, but I guess not, considering that picture.
Oh, he's not married. I do.
Uh-oh.
I don't.
Never mind.
So he blows the. Yeah, there you go. That good save, Pikachu. Sorry.
Well, like if you're married, I highly doubt your wife is gonna tolerate a picture like that.
Oh well, that makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't. Yeah. I was like sitting there like I just got done. Saying he's alright. Okay. Anyway, I'm off.
Oh.
So we're reflection sis. That's what it basically is.
Yes.
So. Accidentally moved back into the room there, so we're gonna get out of there. We're gonna go visit Kedzie.
Actually, we're vampires.
Right.
You can't show my reflection.
Well, what's funny
No.
was when I had a meeting with the guy in Chicago once. I remember I think it was like a couple months ago. I actually had the guy mentioned that he lived on Kedzie in Chicago, and I'm like, I'll never forget that street from DeJa. And I told him what was on it. I was like, is it really like loaded with bungalows and stuff? He's like, no. He's like, it's now just pretty much like low income housing and stuff like that. But he said I live in like probably one of the best houses on the street, and I got a kick out of that. But he said, probably back then they more than likely didn't have like a whole ton of people living out there. It was probably really like low rent places. I was like, oh, okay, because Chicago wasn't always like super big, so but boy did it grow fast. All right, so basically we go over to Kedzie, and I was trying to remember at this point if there was a way that I could skip out on the fair there, but you'll see that later on. If you get to Peoria Street, you'll be able to do that. He's a really cool guy about it too. So. Yeah. It's kind of a godsend basically. So you slide the coins in there, and now you're in front of a bungalow. The garden has grown wild.
Oh no!
All right, so you examine. It's like it's a bungalow. Anytime it's like it's a bungalow. So you're gonna try to open the door. Of course, it must be locked. Now you don't have a key. So lateral thinking. Cool. What do you think the best thing to do is? We're gonna shoot that motherfucking lock off.
Bye.
Now what happens is if a gun's empty, I don't think I was ever able to show that. I think that was like 3 bullets there. But if the gun's empty, then what happens is that it'll be like, click, the gun seems to be empty. So then when you go into the bungalow, you smell cheap perfume in the air. So there's a cot, there's a nightstand, and there's another grinding window. It just seems that wherever a woman goes, windows are grinding in this game, They're not doing their fucking jobs.
Well, this one probably doesn't have a maid, so...
Right? Oh my god, that's so offensive! Blow me. So there's combinations, and then Pikachu instantly was like, "Oh, that's for the safe." It's like, yes, indeed, indeedly doodly. So then you start thinking, well, somebody here had something to do with Siegel and getting plugged behind his desk there. All right, so we take those. The rest are just earrings. You don't need that unless you want to continue Ace's cross-dressing example or adventure. We got the cosmetic and the earrings. All we need is the high heels, basically.
You can probably find those in here somewhere.
And then we need a storybook to read to the children, and then you're all set.
We
you fit the profile.
Too. But
we could have taken the hooker's dress. Yeah. It has nothing to do with sex. Okay.
Are you sure?
So then you examine the diary here, and it says Martha on it. So then it's like there's a bookmark between the pages, so you're going to open it. So this is the first piece of 3 vital pieces of information. So make sure that you read what's in it here. So the bookmark, of course, has the initials JS on it. So it's like, yeah, this gal's got somebody's stuff again. Then you can burn the bookmark too, by the way. So we're going to examine this here. I went a little too far. It's an army cot. God, imagine having to sleep on a cot over and over. Just like the boys, jeez.
I never sleep well.
Right?
Why does everything hurt? Oh.
December 5th, Siegel dropped by again. I told him to get lost. I can't stand his jealousy. I have my eye on John Sternwood. Even if he's married, he gives me anything I ask for. Yep. If I can get him to divorce his wife, I can really live the good life. It's like, oh, there it is.
What a hoe.
Yep. Now use a hoe. So don't forget to take it. Alright, Pikachu's gonna snag me my water bottle there, so sorry for the sudden mute there. I think it's behind the milk jug.
Yes.
Alright, there's a cab waiting in front of the bungalow in the elevator! Alright, well, during this little break here... Oh, yeah. Hold on to it, it's okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So next we're going to go to Sherman. And Sherman's going to be an office building just like any office building. You pissed the game off again when you examined it, of course.
Yes, he gets very mad. You can't look at the building! Why not?
Because I said so!
But it's stupid!
Alright, so you move out and it's a brown building with a glass door. It's like... It's a building like any other building. Okay, sorry.
It's boring!
Sorry, NASA. But anyway, you see stairs going up on the left and then a hallway on the right. So it's this is just a very, very just gritty looking little office here. So we're going to have a little fun real quick.
Oh yeah, this is fun.
So when you go upstairs, you see Ace Harding private eye on the door. And then you see someone shadow through the glass, and then you're like, you feel dazed, you better do something about it. Your memory losses make you feel weary. You have to do something, but you don't know what to do. So it's giving you another hint, like, you know, like a little warning, like, don't progress, don't go forward.
Yes, but this is what happens if you do.
Yep. So basically you can use you're going to want to use the key 5. So this is going to unlock your office. And then the music's going to go to normal. So here's what happens if you go in. There's the hitman.
Time for untimely
Wearing the hat, the suspenders. This is Godfather. And he's got a gun pointing your way. Blam! So that's what happens when you do that. Now, this is what you normally do, but you want to go down the right hallway first. But this is what happens if you decide to do it this way. The game decides to be a real prick to you, but I don't blame them.
The game calls you an idiot.
Yeah, pretty much. So this is what you're supposed to do. You just point ahead and you shoot through the glass. You ruin your door, basically, which is sad. That person falls down. And then you just go grab your keys again and unlock it. And there he is. But then you have a momentary bout of dizziness. Your head is really pounding. Suddenly the world begins spinning. You're passing out.
Yeah.
Those shoes that he's wearing are just so corny
That
looking.
is why the comment about I'm surprised you didn't die because you didn't find the antidote was earlier.
Yep. Stand by the entrance office. So it's Dr. Brody's office here. So
Yep.
Brody's another name from The Big Sleep. So so we're gonna go ahead and use some keys here. The key worked! 2 exclamation points. There's got to be something good in here. So then you're inside the office and there's a whole rack of medication, and then there's a file cabinet with a combination lock, and then there's an eye chart. Now I thought that Note 4 would work on it because Note 3 basically works for Seagull Safe, but it doesn't. So, you know, what do you have to do in this game to basically open up something?
I don't know. Shoot it.
So we're examining the bottles and everything. So there's the sodium pentothal.
Yep. Ooh, this is fun.
And yes, we're going to try every medicine, of course.
Yeah.
So.
If you're feeling depressed, you can try these.
Right. So the only medicine bottles you need are the 3 pentothal bottles and then the 3 bicarbonate bottles. So you take the 3 fat bottles and then the 3 that have kind of like the, you know, like the little water pump looking things here. You just need to take these 3 and then these 3 and that's it. So now, or you see you're trying to use the Note 3 and it doesn't work, and the Note 4 won't work either. So the only thing that you can do at this point is blow the whole fucking lock off.
Yep.
So I think this one's out of ammo. Oh no, this is the last bullet here.
Shoot it! Shoot it!
Shoot her!
Yeah.
So what happens is that as long as this cabinet is still open, it causes your finger to move around slowly. So basically, I used to think that it was something else, but it's just cabinet that's causing the graphics to move slowly on there. So these are files basically for patients and then medications and what they do and stuff like that. So I leave the office because I'm thinking, oh, well, this will fix it, but no, not until you open. But when you open the cabinet again, it'll go slow again. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. It slows the finger down.
For some reason. The cabinet
8 bits.
heater.
8 bits, what can I say? Joey Siegel's secretary, Martha Vickers, says she wants the order delivered to Joe's Bar, so there was that bill. Yeah. And Martha Vickers is an actress that plays a gal in The Big Sleep. Mm-hmm. And that's just some patient's chart for periodontitis, and then symptoms of pneumonia and whatnot. Yeah, I tell you, I think I had pneumonia with my COVID. It was hell. I'll tell you that.
At least you didn't have to be in the hospital longer for pneumonia.
Yeah, I had an overnight, but fortunately everything went swimmingly, so couldn't complain too much. So this is where we go. Diethyltryptamine, a medicine that can cause permanent memory loss if not quickly countered. So that's the only purpose of the medication. So. And then sodium bicarbonate, a medicine to counteract the pain of overheating. So that's pretty much, that's pretty much like Tums in a sense there. And then the champagne causes euphoria. And there's sodium pentothal. Boy, I wish I could just go into a doctor's office and grab it. And there it is, bisodiumitis. That's diethyltrimine's, antidote there. Memory medicine sounds kind of familiar. You feel absolutely horrible. You feel like you're going to pass out. 2 exclamation points. All right, so let's close the cabinet, and let's go ahead and get rid of this.
That's right. We talked about something really funny. Most of the medicines won't kill you, even though it says they can.
Yeah, only the Medrezin will. Yeah. The Offerol comes like pretty awful close.
But it's still
Offerol, I mean, but it comes pretty awful close.
Yeah.
Or you can't take it.
But why?
Because I said so.
Well, that's boring.
Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Alright. So let's go ahead here. Medicine takes effect. Memories start rolling in. This one's from your childhood. It's Father O'Malley from the DeMille boarding school. You feel your memories slowly returning. So the next one's the best one.
Yeah.
So,
he yells at you again.
Yeah, alright. Alright, so then we go over to this one here. You put the bisodium in again, and then you use it. And there's another memory that's taking effect. It's your dog. It's Taco, your pet dog. Say, look, Taco, want to play? Taco sends you the hospital for stitches. That's the coolest.
Oh yeah, we made some comments last time about why it's named Taco, and I'm like, maybe it's shaped like a taco. I don't know. It's a little dog. Who knows?
Or more so, it's basically the new menu. It's the new menu on Los Betos. That's such a cool name for a dog, Taco.
Yes.
And then I love the name of this girl here. This is great. So here we go. So you use the last dose on yourself here. And I don't know why I'm waiting here, but yeah.
Maybe we were talking? I forget.
Yeah, something. So it's your memory's almost returned, and it's Wednesday Addams. That's what she looks like. It's Susie Q, the girl next door. Susie Q gave you your first kiss. Just such an awesome little moniker for 50s. Suddenly you feel great. You now realize who you are. Ace Harding! That's it! You're Ace Harding Private Eye! Yay!
He yells at you.
Yeah. Oh, I was ecstatic because like when I first finally made it to that point, I'm like, all right, I did it!
Yeah.
You have to say Reggie! Oh, the damn there. So, all right. So now we're gonna use the different medications on ourselves here. So, gonna have some fun here. So we're gonna put champagne in the capsule so we can have some euphoria.
Yep.
So a dose of champagne. Your whole body begins to feel hot. Ah, it feels better. It's like taking a cool drink of water. Euphoria, baby.
It would be funnier. Like he'd give you like you'd act like you're really high or something.
I love when you put.
Not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said, but sadly not.
Right. I love when you put sodium pentothal in the capsule and then you try to use it on yourself. And then it's like, yeah, don't even bother with an ace. So here's the Ophiro. Suddenly the pain in your chest gets worse, much worse. You feel as though you're going to die. But no, you don't die.
Nope.
You don't have to worry about that. Yeah. So now we're going to use the medicine 4. And then put in the capsules there. And it's going to be on Furl again, and I accidentally did that. So you can take, yeah, exactly. You can take a second one. It's like, oh, you feel like you're going to die, but you don't die again.
Yep.
I was thinking like maybe at the end of the game you would, like, it's like, oh, you were so close to the police office, but guess what? You died because you OD'd on a Furl.
Ray Fox, you're terrible.
Yeah. So we're going to put sodium bicarbonate in here, and I love this. A dose of bicarbonate. Tastes pretty good, so it's like Tums. It's got to be Tums, you know? Yeah. Alright. So now we're going to go plug that guy one more time upstairs.
Yeah.
Now, so here's a little something that happens here. You can still unlock the door. You can still unlock the door. And then you can still shoot straight ahead with it open. But the worst part of it is, it blows a hole still right through the glass of the glass door. So it's kind of a drag there because it's like it's like, oh, maybe I don't have to ruin my door, but unfortunately you still do, and it's like it sucks. So now we get to see the dude's legs and those just terrible, terrible shoes again.
Ew.
So you see, it even though you shot straight ahead with the door open, you still somehow shoot through the glass window of the door.
Are the shoes like really loud or something?
They just look goofy. I mean, I know they're like brown loafers. Upon closer inspection, these are loafers. But just how hyped up his pants are there, and they just look like wooden shoes that that you would wear back in the day, like in the 1800s in Holland or something like that.
Oh.
So. He also wore wooden skates too, ironically enough. So
well.
Yep. So then you open the desk, and there's an ammo case inside, and it has 6 lead 38 bullets in it. So you know, if you were keeping the Saturday Night Special or the 38, then you can use those rounds for that. So then you open the cabinet, and basically there's 3 files in it. So one of them basically is, you know, I got a way to get you off the hook. Kidnap this wealthy woman and everything like that. So basically,
but don't look at her.
Yeah, right. So the plot thickens.
Yeah.
And
that's not weird.
Right. She means gay.
Yeah.
So then you just take that file. I mean, you just gotta get rid of it later, basically, or you can get rid of it now. Doesn't matter. So then what you do is you examine the other 2 files. So Sugar Shack is known of hatred for something that Joey Siegel did to her. So that's the name of the hooker, is Sugar Shack. So quite a name. I like that.
Yeah.
And she was the blackmailer in the Alderman case. So she did 5 years. So that's the reason why she plugs you. And then there's something that Siegel did to her. Probably like slapped her around or something.
Or maybe he slept with her and then slept with another chick and she got jealous and was...
Yeah, right? Who knows, indeed. Alright, so basically the rest of it is just, going back to the bar. So we'll skip ahead here.
Or he could have just been a jackass to her.
Right.
He doesn't sound like a very nice guy anyway.
We're going to open the safe, but then that's what Joey Siegel looked like when he was alive. So then it's like, the guy named Joey Siegel is your manager. You can't seem to remember anything nice about him. So that kind of just further facilitates it right there. Alright, so we're going to go back into the dead body room there. So there's a dead body laying inside the office. I just love that. It's a dead body of Joey Siegel. You get a little queasy looking at it. Alright.
But you apparently weren't queasy the first time.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use note 3. And it's a combination. You hit it.
Yay.
So you open
stuff in here.
Yeah. So you open the safe basically here, and there's a note in it. And when you examine it, it's going to be a really wonderful note inside the folder. It says it's an IOU that Ace Harding owes Joey Siegel $1,000. You can't recall having written anything like this, so yep, definitely take that. A bunch of other, fake. It's still also fake information there too. So, all right. So I'm going to do that folder. So it's a small box. So we're going to go ahead and open up that box there.
You found a box.
Yep. And he examines a key 4, and it's the trunk to the Mercedes-Benz.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and take that and open up the trunk, and then, go fishing for whales. So
Is
basically...
that normal to have 2 keys for the car like that?
Yeah, back then they would have separate keys, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then they came to the genius idea, oh wait!
Let's do both in one thing.
Right? So, there's me being a good boy. We don't have to come back there, so closing the doors up and everything.
Oh god, the funny part is coming up.
Yep. So now we're going to open the trunk and go whale fishing next.
Do we have to?
Yeah, 5th.
Why?
Because
I
we're
can't see
evil.
and I don't want to know.
Because we're evil.
Here.
Alright, so now we're going to head over
God.
to the trunk.
Now you're going to want a blindfold for a while,
Oh.
guys.
So basically I'm like looking at it here. It's a trunk like any other trunk, just like it's any other office building, so... Alright. So I gotta scroll all the way over, and oh, there's Mr. Key 4. So I always like to use this on myself. I'm gonna unlock myself. So there she is. Bound and gagged.
Yeah. Don't want to look.
There's the whale. It's the biggest woman you've ever seen in your life. She appears to be unconscious. She's gagged and her feet are tied. She's a real tub of lard, around 400 pounds. You've never seen her before.
Yeah.
I just love that. When I showed that to Mom and our neighbor, it was so funny how they were like, when they saw her, they were like, good Lord.
Yeah. What did you eat?
you take the gag off the mouth, and then basically, yeah, right. This is a 40s looking at somebody this heavy. I mean, I don't know. I'm surprised she's not even dead yet.
Yeah, I
With the
know.
gag and being in a stuffy place, your heart's gonna give out basically. So we're gonna use a lighter on the gag because if we have that in the inventory, it's gonna be like, where did this thing come from? Alright, so we lit the gag on fire and then just toss it over. No, I was kidding. Alright, so, I'm going to hit her, and I love this. The force of your blow sends shockwaves through the ripples of fat that absorb the effects of anything with less than a 2-ton payload. In other words, she doesn't feel it.
Yeah. How the hell do you wake her up then?
You can't say anything, she's unconscious. And then, you know what? I'll tell you this. I'm just sick and tired of looking at her right now. But first, we're gonna look at the snapshot. I love this here.
Oh, yeah,
it's a fat woman in the Mercedes-Benz trunk. It's a fat woman.
Yeah.
So I was just
You'd rather not look anymore.
Yeah, right. You know what? So I'm pretty much just done. Looking at her honestly. So let's go ahead and give her some Medresin.
Surprisingly, April wasn't that big. Surprisingly, considering how
Yeah.
much you told me she would
Right.
eat.
The Medresin appears to be having an adverse effect on the woman. You wonder if she's still alive. Yes, she's still breathing. So yeah.
All the fat protected her again.
Yeah, right. So we're gonna go ahead and use the sodium pentothal, just like what Butters was shot up with on the toilet paper episode. So here we go. Don't even bother to try it, Ace. I used it on myself to show that. So let's go ahead and use it on her. The sodium pentothal takes effect. The woman starts babbling, "Take me home, please take me home. 636 Auburn Road, take me there." She stops talking, falling back into complete unconsciousness,
I'm
and there
kind
you
of
go.
surprised that works considering she's asleep. But okay.
Now, sodium pentothal will render you into a state where you'll start talking, basically.
Oh, right.
That's what it'll do there. So now I'm sick and tired of looking at her. Let's use the Nazi pistol. Wham!
Oh. And they'll find you.
It just gets stuck in the bed because you decide to shoot her, so it's another decision to shoot. She did it herself. Alright. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I just got to do the sodium pentothal one more time and get the address again. And yeah. Okay, so we got Auburn Road. So that's the last area that we got to visit to get the rest of the evidence.
Yep.
Alright, so let's get the hell out of Dodge.
I just remembered when we talked to the butler. It's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
I
there's
had
the
to do
bump
the funny
again.
noise. Yeah.
What funny noise was that again?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Like attack him or something. I forget.
Yeah, you gotta hit him right. Alright, it's time to go to Auburn Road.
Let's go visit the super rich guy.
You owe me 75 cents.
You owe me $3.50.
$3.50?
Yeah.
$3.50. God, I remember when cat rides used to be so cheap. Oh man. So yeah, there I am being a dope again, just being like, oh, was it this one or?
Oh, I think what's his face is coming back soon. Yeah, Mr. Black Eyes over there.
Oh yeah, the RNG. I'll show off for that. Yeah. All right, so now we've got the Gone with the Wind mansion. Tower from Gone with the Wind. Alright, so next it's like this guy must really have the big bucks, or the bucks, yeah. So now we can open up that mailbox and we're going to get a second piece of information.
Mailbox, that's right.
That's going to be vital.
I'm surprised it's still in there. You'd think he would have like read it and freaked out about it.
So it's addressed to Mr. Sternwood, so that's the colonel from The Big Sleep. And basically it's got cutouts that's, are a newspaper of Mr. Sternwood. So you open it up and then here's the letter. So this is ransom to read. Sternwood, we have your wife. You have 24 hours to collect $20,000. If you contact the police, she's dead. Be standing at the corner of Peoria and Elm at exactly 12 midnight. Have the ransom in a briefcase. There will be contacted with further instructions.
Yeah, must have gotten it when he was asleep.
Or he might have, made it himself.
That's oh yeah, maybe. Considering what you find out later, that wouldn't surprise me.
Remember, you're taking the rap?
Yes.
It says the door at the Lion's Head Knocker, which is just so awesome. Better try knocking. Yeah, you better try knocking. So we wrap the knocker against the door, and then, of course, the butler explains that he has strict orders not to let anyone in the house unannounced. More liver lips. Oh, he's got this little bald gay bohemian style haircut here. I mean, he is a classic wimp. This guy looks like the classic wimp, yeah. So, basically examine him. It's like he could be trouble, but you could deck him with a single blow.
Yep.
So speak to him. There's nothing I can tell you. Please leave. So that's what happens when you do that.
Jeeves?
My name is Jeeves.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine naming yourself Jeeves. You're setting yourself up for, failure with that one. So I'm just going to plug him with the Luger here. Because I just don't like looking at him. You shoot the butler as the cleaning servants look on with horror. Stupid move!
Yeah.
It doesn't take long before the cops nab you. But yeah, just imagine what you're setting yourself up with the name Jeeves. Like if you became like a hitman or something like that.
That
It's
would
like,
be really funny.
pardon me, sir, but I have to whack you.
I must do it politely.
Yeah, right. So you deck him out, you do Batman. Ooh! Ooh!
Yeah.
So now we're taking a look around the vestibule. Oh!
Yeah.
Those are thief noises, by the way, from some doofus of that. So basically, you got that really nice chandelier. You've got a door that's on the right there, so that takes you to the kitchen. So now it's time to have some fun.
Find food.
Like half-eaten food and stuff like that. So you can just admire it on ends with the nails.
Yes, admire the nails. They're very pretty and shiny and pointy. Anyway.
The pan was made for frying, and that's what you're gonna do if you don't quit wasting time. Another memory when it comes to your childhood comes through its mother. She's baked you a cake. Maybe it's her birthday or some special occasion. It's a small jar.
Oh.
So there's like sugar and flour inside and stuff like that when you open them, yeah. And there's a bit of sliced sausage. If you try to eat, it's like, oh yeah, I'm not going to eat the leftovers or anything like that.
Well, you would hope it's still edible if they decided to keep it.
Reminds me of The Simpsons. It reminds me of The Simpsons. When basically, Homer has like a sugar bag and a flour bag, and he's eating the flour bag, and then like Marge is like, wouldn't you be happy with your sugar bag? Oh, I don't deserve that.
Yeah, well, you'd think so, but no.
Right? So yeah, you're examining the sugar.
Yep.
I wonder if we could borrow some brown sugar. They're examining the flour. It's a little pasty, but it doesn't taste all that bad yet.
Why would you eat flour?
Right.
Ew!
Alright, so now we're going to go up to the best part of the game.
Wasn't there a funny little thing it says when you eat the sugar, it makes you sick or something?
Yeah, it's like sugar. Alright, so now we're getting up to the best part of the game here.
Oh, yeah.
So we're in Martha Vickers' room, and her blanket.
The puzzle is in here too.
Yep, blanket has stars on it and moon shapes and whatnot. So it's the children's bed. She's a real looker. You recall if you've seen her before. I love that. She's a real looker.
Yep.
There's another mirror, so it's time to blow that shit away again.
Oh, this is funny.
Yeah. So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go ahead and use the gun one, which is unloaded. So I do show it. It's like, click, you pulled the trigger, it seems the gun is empty. Now sometimes there's a bug in the game where if you use it on yourself, it actually will still work even if it's unloaded. I've rarely seen it, but I know I've seen it like with some copies of the game. So now I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to go get my mirror shooting gun here. So I pull that out, and then I'm going to go ahead and blow away the mirror.
So here's the funny part.
And she's still sleeping.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to use it on her because, you know,
Yep.
bitch, you shoot the gun, a passerby heard it and called the cops, you were quickly arrested. A passerby heard it.
I'm assuming they meant a maid or something, but they just did it.
Right? It's like, it could be the cleaning servants like before.
Yeah, the servants are the maid.
Yep.
Is what my guess.
So I'm speaking, but she's fast asleep. Somebody hit her. They must really be in a deep sleep. No matter how much you shake them, they won't wake up.
Yeah, who the hell is that?
Yeah. Who the hell are you talking about? They?
Yeah.
What are you? They're like two people?
Yeah.
I love that meme with what's his name? God, Joe Pesci. I just love that meme. What the hell you mean? What the fuck you mean they? Are you two people?
Yeah.
Alright, so there's the memo with the indentation. So then,
this was
what's
cool.
really awesome is Pikachu was like, oh, we could use the pencil for that. And I'm like, bravo. That's what you need to do. And then I showed Mom, I'm like, see? We're using the pencil you said not to take.
Do you have an archaeologist game that we can play? Because that would be cool.
An archaeologist game?
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh,
Do you?
no.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Alright, so
I
we're
was just thinking of pencil and like taking rubbings for
Oh,
archaeology.
gotcha. Dustin's and the back.
Yeah.
So pencil shades over the indentations on the pad. You're now able to read the indentations. So here we go.
Yep, this is interesting.
Timetable, 2:15 a.m. Be sure Joe's bar is closed up and all employees are gone. 2:30 a.m. Have the missus situated in the woman's stall. Make sure she's bound and unconscious. 2:45 a.m. Be waiting near the bar in front of Ace's arrival. 3 a.m. Put Ace in stall. Be sure he's unconscious. Inject him with 10 cc of diphenyltrimine. Take his gun and stuff. 3:15 a.m. Wait for Siegel. 3:30 a.m. Get Siegel behind his desk and plug him with Ace's gun. Get Siegel's car keys. 3:45 a.m. Plant Siegel's things on Ace. Put Ace's gun back. Be sure his fingerprints are on it. 4 a.m. Dump Big Misses in Siegel's car. Put stuff in glove box. Put car key in Ace's coat. Put other key in safe. 4:30 a.m. Leave bar and lock up. Be sure not to leave ransom case behind. 5 a.m. On the way home, plant new Siegel letter in Ace's file. What a setup! If you don't do something soon, they'll nail you for murder and kidnapping. Boy, this is a nightmare. You'll have to get your complete proof of your innocence to the cops. So yes, the plot thickens. There's the third piece of evidence that was extremely vital.
Yep. And now what do you think we do with all the bad papers?
We'll go ahead and use the sodium pentothal.
Oh yeah, that's right, we used it on.
And we'll go ahead and hear her confession. She starts to mumble, "You don't owe me, Joe! You're gonna die for trying to stop me from St. John. See this gun? Here's what you get for meddling." She drifts back to sleep. Alright, so we're gonna go to the next door. And there's the master bedroom. And there's the man asleep in the bed. He's wearing some blinders. It looks like Mr. Sternwood is having a nice sleep.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a briefcase that you recall having for a short while ago. So yeah, time to get the briefcase back, motherfucker. So it's a nightstand with drawers. It's a nice little lamp.
It's very pretty.
And then we'll close that door because we're good at that. So now we're going to open the tonight table. And here comes another little homage that I love. Examine the tissue. It's a box of tissues. You know how to use them, don't you? You just put your one to your nose and blow. So it's Laura Bacall to Humphrey Bogart into Have and Have Not. You know how to whistle, don't you? You just put your lips together and blow. Just such a great way to basically, you know, pay homage to the classics here. So there's a little candy box there, and then, you know, you can't eat it because like, oh, that's gross. So we're going to open this third envelope here, and somebody's eating candy. And it says, Sternwood, this is my final warning. Keep your hands off Vickers or your wife gets the story. I don't think she'll look upon you so favorably in her will after that. Since Vickers belongs to me, you can pay for her if you want her that bad. She'll cost you 20 grand.
Yeah, that's not normal or anything.
Delicious. Alright, so those are we got all the bits of evidence that we need. So, now, it can't be moved again if it's not open. So now, we're pretty much done here. So now we're going to go ahead and have some fun. Or actually, we're going to use the medicine. We got to use sodium pentothal, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to have some fun with some other medication with them here. Because there's another thing that people can do. So let's give them some Ofirol.
Oh, yeah.
And then, let's go ahead and use that on them.
Ofirol?
A dose of Ofirol. This guy's in a lot of pain. Let's hope that he recovers.
Ofirol doesn't kill nobody in this game, even though it's supposed to.
Right? Alright, so we're going to go ahead, and I forgot the medicine 3. So we're going to put, oh yeah, sodium bicarbonate. And then we'll use that on him. A dose of bicarbonate. Nothing seemed to happen, of course.
Of course not.
I wonder how you shove him in his mouth, you know? That's why it's like, how are you feeding this dude medication, you know? It's like, that's why it's like this, so we're going to give him Medrezin. So we'll go ahead and use Medrezin on him. There's already some in there. And it appears to be having a root effect. He gave a short, agonized cry and then calmed down.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we use the last sodium pentothal vial on him, and then we'll get the last bit of confession out of the sleep there. So.
Confess! Right now.
Alright. The man starts to mumble, follow the timetable, let her destroy the evidence when we're done. It'll look like Ace did the kidnapping for Siegel. Don't worry about the missus. She'll suffocate before anyone finds her. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, she's a fat whale, but Jesus.
Yeah, nobody deserves that. It was written on the back of the map. Ace, follow this route exactly and watch the speed limit or the cops might find the hostage in the trunk. Oh, it's supposed to be the map with the timetable. Sternwood must have wrote this. Yep.
Of course.
Then here's the snapshot. I think you've seen plenty already. I love this game's humor.
I know, it's great.
So now, basically, what we're going to do is we're going to use the lighter to burn a lot of stuff.
Yep.
So we'll just go through that, for a bit. So here we go. So this is the cop cheat, or the cabbie cheat here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Peoria Street. And then we're going to go ahead and move out. So this is the trick here. So I saved just in case. And he said, you haven't paid yet. So then he goes, the cabbie said softly, we've all got our troubles. You can pay me next time. So if you get fucked over on like having not having enough change or anything like that, like let's say that you only have like 50 cents, then the dude's like the game's merciful to you there, and it'll let you continue along and stuff. So that's a good little relief there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to trigger the wacko again.
Oh, yes, Mr. Black Eyes is coming back.
We're going to do Mr. Double Shiner.
That's why I keep calling him Black Eyes.
Black Eyes, yeah, so he pops up, he's going to be popping up there. Yeah, this bum drives me nuts. I should have just paid him off the 50 cents. So... Anyway. So the RNG's been really mean to me here, so I'm just going to move to the right screen. Yep. So it just keeps me in mean here.
Come on. Crazy.
And then we just keep moving along home. So I go back to the guns and ammo thinking, oh, maybe I'll get there. And there we go. Double shiner there.
Yep.
Give me your money. So now we'll go ahead and hit him on the nose this time. So you punch him right in the nose.
Mister, what happened to you?
Yeah, right?
I ran into the wall.
Oh, yeah, I fell.
Yeah, I fell.
So you're back. So basically you sock him right in the nose. So the 4th RNG is the last time, and there he is. He's got that broken nose, and he's really unstable. So at this time it's like, that's it, now I'm really mad. If you don't clamp down, plug you full of holes. So basically, if you try to do it again, he's gonna get the jump on you.
But you have to say it with your nose plugged, dude, because his nose is broken.
Bugger blows you away. He was tired of arguing with your fist, and robs and shoots you. So yeah, so first he robs you, then he shoots you.
Yeah.
That's the impression I get from that.
Yeah.
It's like you willingly let him rob you, and then you willingly let him shoot you after that. Yeah.
Apparently.
You can also try feeding him medicine, but they'll kill you. So, so you give him the 20, and he runs off. He's like, "About time you wised up." So that's what happens basically when you give the money away there. Okay. Now, before you bury the evidence, before you bury the gun, this is what happens when you go to the cops. Here's what happens when you go to the cops without getting rid of the gun. So you still get arrested, and you still get a tombstone. Cuffed by the cops, your story interests them, so they investigate the murder and the kidnapping. Various facts were brought into light. Unluckily, they found your gun. Your fingerprints were all over it. The bullets were the same as the slugs pulled from Siegel's body. Though your story makes Stormwood Vickers seem guilty, the gun was proof that you were the killer. You're out of luck, buddy. So basically, if you do it, if you get rid of that, but you still have any of Siegel's stuff on you, then what's going to happen is that they're going to say, like, there's just something that linked you to Siegel and whatnot. Now you can this is where you dump the gun, is in the deepest part of the sewer. So you do that, you hop up. So now we're going to beat the game, and hopefully our voice recorded the whole time. So now we're going to go ahead and turn ourselves into the cops here. So this means you beat the game when you see this Ace Clear's name. You're in the hands of the police. The evidence that you've brought to them proves to be interesting. In the courtroom where you wind up, during the trial of the kidnapping of Mrs. Sternwood and the murder of Joey Siegel, 3 bits of evidence proved valuable. The diary from Vickers' bungalow, the blackmail letter, and the timetable from Sternwood's bedroom. These 3 items put together paint a picture of a plot to kill Sternwood and Vickers and to kill Mrs. Sternwood and Siegel and make you take the fall for it. The diary and the blackmail letter provided the motive for such actions. The timetable indicated how they did it. Sternwood and Vickers were grilled on the witness stand. The weight of the evidence and the skilled tactics of your lawyer had Vickers admit to the crime. Way to go, Ace! 2 exclamation points. The Ace Harding School of Investigation certifies as a fully qualified private investigator with full privileges, privileged and honors. And they use a U with the honors. I love that Ace Harding signature. Because of your excellent case skills, the case is laid to rest. Congratulations, Ace, you're off the hook. Since the case is your national interest, your name is seen on every paper in the country. Who could have asked for anything more? This is a good song. Ace Harding's my moniker. Once a boxer, now a private eye. Siegel lost his life for a mere 20 grand, so I'm off the hook. The town's really quiet all of a sudden, like nothing's happened. The crime will never cease here. It's hunting its next victim at this moment. Ace Harding's my moniker. The next case is just around the corner. Somebody better look out. The end. Alright, so basically there you go. So hopefully the commentary carried over, and it's great. So one video for sure that's going to be up the road is going to be testing Cyberpunk 2077 with the 3090. It should be coming in tomorrow. Not sure when I'm going to do that. Sorry, the dinner's like making me hiccup here. So we'll see what happens up the road there, and then if Pikachu's got anything that she wants to do,
I'll look around. There's a bunch of things I could look into.
Oh, we'll do that. But yeah, finally played Deja Vu again, and well, yeah, Shadowgate will definitely be up the road too. So, all right. Well, hey, thanks a lot for joining us. It's time to enjoy the rest of my weekend. So this is Gray Fox 37,
Pikachu 23,
and you guys have a good one.